Next, we are going to evaluate the resources and capabilities of an organization using a VRIO analysis. Now, a VRIO analysis is a tool that evaluates the resources and capabilities of an organization based on four key criteria. These are value, rarity, inimitability, and organizational support. So the V stands for value of resources and capabilities. Resources and capabilities are deemed to be valuable, first of all, if the products and services they produce are perceived as being valuable by the customer, and secondly, where they make it possible for the business to counter the threats and optimize the opportunities within the environment. Now, there are three elements to consider when looking at the valuability of a resource and capability. The first one is its value to customers. It is essential for organizations to provide goods and services that the customers deem as valuable, and not just what is deemed as valuable from the perspective of the management of the organization. Organizations also need to monitor products that customers previously found to be valuable, as they may no longer be considered valuable by the customer due to changing customer needs. Now, the second aspect of the resource and capability is that it should allow the organization to take advantage of opportunities and neutralize the threats. Resources and capabilities that do not optimize the opportunities and limit the threats can end up not creating value and can eventually lead to losses. The third one is the cost. It is important for organizations to take into consideration the cost of the products and services, ensuring that they are profitable to the organization. Next, we'll look at the second aspect of the VRIO analysis, which is R. Now, R stands for rarity. Now, a resource and capability is considered to be rare if it is original, uncommon, and can only be found in one or in a few organizations. Examples could include a unique product or a skill or a business process. Organizations should not be presumptuous into thinking that rarity will continue indefinitely, and therefore they must anticipate that their competitors may also develop rare resources and capabilities of their own over time. Now, the I stands for inimitability. These are resources and capabilities that are not easily copied, found, or replaced. Some of the products and services qualities that make them inimitable are, first, that they may be very costly to imitate. Secondly, they may be achieved as a combination of unique resources and capabilities owned by the organization. Thirdly, the integration of skills and knowledge and talent can altogether produce combinations that make the organization's capabilities inimitable. And this could be due to the following reasons. The first reason is complexity. Complex resources and capabilities and interlinkages can make organizations inimitable. Secondly is the internal linkages. These are linked organizational activities and processes that together provide value to the customer. Due to the complex nature and years of practice, it makes it impossible to imitate for competitors. Now, third is the external interconnectedness. Organizations can make themselves inimitable by developing activities with their partners and customers, and thus their partners and customers end up being reliant on them. The fourth one is causal ambiguity. Now, these are cases where an organization's source of competitive advantage is difficult to identify. It exists in two forms. The first one is characteristic ambiguity. Now, in this case, the importance of a particular characteristic is difficult to understand. The second is linkage ambiguity. In this case, competitors are unable to identify the dependency relationship between activities and processes that lead to the uniqueness of a product or service of an organization. In some cases, even the managers of that organization may not really be able to understand how this interrelationship leads to customer value. Fifth is the culture and history. When resources and capabilities come from a combination of social and personal relationships in the organization, they are more likely to be difficult to imitate. In some cases, the capabilities are ingrained into the organizational culture, which is natural ways of activities are carried out in an organization without much consideration, but they eventually end up producing customer value. And in some cases, resources and capabilities have been established over a long time of doing them. The fourth point is O in the VRIO analysis, which stands for organizational support. In order for organizations to utilize the benefits they get from their resources and capabilities, the organization must be organized to support them. The organization needs to undertake processes and systems to fully take advantage of their capabilities. If an organization does not do this, it may lose its potential benefits. So just to recap, a VRIO analysis analyzes whether the resources and capabilities of an organization are valuable, rare, inimitable, and supported by the organization. And it can be conducted across entire organizational departments, on independent resources, and on independent capabilities. In order to determine if indeed a resource or capability provides sustainable competitive advantage, it may be necessary to divide it and to analyze it in smaller parts. So we're going to look at an example of this. As you can see in the figure indicated, this explains the process of carrying out a VRIO analysis. This table is from the Exploring Strategy Text in Cases, 12th edition by Whittington et al. When conducting a VRIO analysis, you need to start by writing down a list of your distinctive organizational resources and capabilities. Then start by asking whether the capability or resource is valuable, rare, inimitable, or supported by the organization. If the capability or resource is not valuable and is not supported by the organization, then it is a competitive disadvantage. If the resource and capability is only valuable but not rare, then it is a competitive parity. If it is valuable and rare but not inimitable, then it is a temporary competitive advantage. If it is valuable, rare, inimitable, and supported by the organization, then it is a source of sustained competitive advantage. The next table you can see is of a fictitious coffee shop. Based on what we can see, its location in the CBD is a source of competitive parity. Its Swiss-trained staff is a source of sustainable competitive advantage. The ease of decision-making is a source of temporary competitive advantage, and its pricing flexibility is a source of competitive parity. So it is essential for organizations to work on the areas that need to be improved to ensure that as much as they can, they ensure that all their resources and capabilities are being gradually moved towards being resources and capabilities that provide sustainable competitive advantage. So this is the end of the example of the VRIO analysis. Thank you for your time.